Okay, hello. Welcome to my next video in creating monoprints. This is basically going to be covering just some of the tools and supplies that we're going to use. The second video will actually cover the printing process. There's a lot of different things you can buy, and you can spend a whole lot of money buying some really neat tools, or you can make some yourself, which I'll cover in just a minute. First off, monoprinting is like one print. Mono meaning one, print meaning reproduction. So what you can do with this is you can create images over and over again, but the image is not 100% like it was. It's not a copy machine. Alright, so with this, there's a lot of different aspects. You can use it for decorating papers, or basically to kill some of that pure white paper that tends to scare a lot of people. And they don't want to create on top of it just yet. So at this point we're going to cover some of the tools. First off, you're going to need some brayers. I like these that are very spongy, rubbery type feel. I definitely like the plastic handles. It makes it easier for cleanup. Alright, you're also going to need what I think is great foam books. This really helps a lot with the cleanup, to wipe things off, and they're readily available. They just keep dropping them off at the house, and I even have the students bring them in and just give them to me. So you can tell I've got several different phone books. If you ever get anything with one of these little magnet decal kind of things on it, keep these, because I actually use these for stickers and other things. I'll put a sticker directly on it or paint something on it, and then we've got a free magnet. Alright. So now what I also have is, for some of the early monoprinting, I have just paper. It's usually not a very expensive paper. It's just something kind of our drawing paper from the district. It's not the best paper for drawing, but it works kind of well. It's kind of like a rough color paper, construction type paper, but it's just pure white. Alright, now then you've got several options for your monoprinting plate. You can get plexi, which I've gotten for free from a lot of sign shops, or I've just found it very cheap at Home Depot, Lowe's, Ace, any of those kind of stores. Alright, then I've got glass that was actually left in my first classroom because the person before me just didn't really use it. Maybe they weren't sure what to do with it, but I knew exactly what I wanted to keep from it. This is more of a kind of a frosted one. As you can tell, it's not very clear, but that's fine. I just tape the edges for safety. Alright, and then this piece of glass right here, this actually I got from, I either got this from a shelf or I got it from an entertainment center. A lot of times on the trash days, you'll see people putting stuff out, like old furniture, beaten up stuff, and it might have the metal clamps in here to create a door hinge. A lot of those will just come off, and these are already they're usually safety glass. They're actually like sealed. That's part of the cooking process, so they're actually pretty safe. I would probably still run tape on the edges just to be on the safe side. Okay. Now, finally, you're going to have some of your tools. First thing, I like the craft paints, but the big gallon paints you can get from the catalogs and stuff also work great. I try to stick with an acrylic. This stuff does come clean pretty easily too. Next, I have brushes. Usually I don't have the best brushes that I use for this process because I really don't, with students I'm not worried about them. You know, if something does go bad and it kind of falls apart, it's not the end of the world. Alright, next you've got all these wonderful cards that people get. Usually these are some of my insurance cards that I no longer have that insurance, or just wonderful cards like gift cards and stuff. Now I will use these, and I will actually cut these things up, and I will sit there and use them as different tools, because as you're dragging across the plate, you will see that there's a lot of different effects you can create. Sometimes even just placing them down, and it kind of creates a little stamp out of it, but mostly I like these because I can throw them into my bin with a little dish soap, or Fabuloso, which is a great chemical cleaner. I think you can get it at Home Depot. I know you can get it at the dollar store. But also, if you ruin one or one breaks, you're really not out anything. Also, sometimes I'll have the kids, like the more advanced ones, I'll let them create their own stencil tools. monoprint tools. So that's kind of the start of what we're going to be doing as far as our tools. Please feel free to check out our next video that will actually be covering the actual monoprint making process. Remember, a lot of this stuff you can find for free or along the side of the road. These things are pretty cheap, and I keep getting paint on discounts when I see it on sale. All right, well, thank you very much for watching this, and let's get creating.